Welcome back into the epic battles between Dr. Fate and Scarlet Witch. Before we dive deep into the analysis, I just want to say that I am very grateful to you. Wanda Maximoff possesses a sequence of feats that can be considered the pinnacle of power, where her strength is measured not only by destructive capability, but also by emotional depth and absolute will. Wanda single-handedly confronted and defeated the entire forces of Kamar Taj, a stronghold that gathers the most elite and powerful sorcerers on Earth. Not stopping there, she also crushed the combined might of the Illuminati, a collective regarded as the ultimate embodiment of intellect and authority. The moment Black Bolt was stripped of his own voice, and life was not merely a victory of power, but clear proof of the cold and merciless brutality Wanda displays when pushed to her limits. Against Thanos, the one known as the Mad Titan, Wanda completely overwhelmed him, nearly taking his life and destroying his Uru sword, a symbol of warrior supremacy. Thanos was forced to sacrifice his own army to escape, a decision that revealed his full understanding of how dangerous the Scarlet Witch truly was. Kevin Feige once confirmed that without that ruthless choice, Thanos would not have survived. On another occasion, Wanda casually pierced Ultron's vibranium body and tore out his heart, something no one had ever accomplished before. That body had previously withstood simultaneous attacks from Iron Man, the lightning of Thor, and the energy of the Mind Stone wielded by Vision, and had even endured repeated strikes from Mjolnir. All of this together paints Wanda as not merely a powerful sorceress, but as the embodiment of tragedy and a fury that transcends all conventional standards of power. Wanda Maximoff continues to prove that the boundaries of her power are extraordinary. Her control over the mind of an Asgardian god more than 1,000 years old not only demonstrates overwhelming psychic ability, but also reflects the precision with which Wanda can infiltrate and distort the will of beings thought to be untouchable. When facing Agatha Harkness, a witch who had lived and spread death for 5 centuries, Wanda did not simply win. She stripped Agatha of her power, bent reality, and transformed the witch hunter into a permanent prisoner within her own illusion. The moment Wanda restrained Thanos while he possessed 5 Infinity Stones holds profound symbolic meaning. It was a clash between absolute power and desperate will, where Wanda still endured long enough to personally destroy the Mind Stone. With a single act, she erased a stone born at the dawn of creation, along with Vision's vibranium body, once considered indestructible. From the pain of loss, Wanda recreated her fallen husband with full power, memories, and existential essence intact, while also constructing an entire town as a separate dimensional space under her absolute control. Within it, reality, consciousness, and life itself operated according to Wanda's will. She even created new life, becoming pregnant and giving birth to children who had never existed. All of this shows that Wanda does not merely manipulate energy, but reaches the very core of creation and destruction. Her destruction of the Darkhold, not in a single reality but across countless parallel universes, demonstrates an influence that surpasses all conventional concepts of power, with Wanda displaying a cold and ruthless dominance. Captain Carter was split apart in an instant by the very symbol she represented. Mr. Fantastic, the genius mind of the Illuminati, was torn apart without any chance to resist. Maria Rambeau, wielding cosmic power, was still drained of energy and subdued by Wanda using that very power. Against the mechanical Ultron armies, Wanda simply atomized them with pure energy, as if the laws of physics no longer applied to her. Even Doctor Strange could not remain outside this orbit of destruction. Wanda suppressed his magical explosion, incinerated the Book of Vishanti, and shattered the confinement of the mirror dimension. She attacked multiple realities simultaneously, burning the undead variant of Strange, while still exerting pressure on his true body in another world. 8 zombie sorcerers fell with a single strike, and a false Pietro, with speed nearly identical to the original, was still caught and restrained by Wanda. On vast battlefields, Wanda tore apart Outriders, ripped through massive Leviathans, and burned through their biological armor as if they were fragile objects. She escaped the confinement of a mystical sphere while surrounded by countless cursed souls, proving that her will was sharper than any supernatural chain. Through mind manipulation alone, Wanda incapacitated half of the Avengers and drove Bruce Banner into a city-destroying frenzy. Finally, in a purely mental confrontation, she overwhelmed and killed Professor X, an icon of psychic power. All of this together portrays Wanda not merely as a force of destruction, but as the embodiment of tragedy when human emotion collides with godlike power. Please remember to subscribe to the channel, press the bell icon, and enable notifications to watch the latest videos as early as possible. Thank you very much. Even when existing only within an illusion, Nabu remained lucid enough to recognize that the power of Anubis lay beyond any limits he could reach, the perspective of an entity that had comprehended the cosmic order at its deepest level. Nabu was originally the high priest who served the wise Thoth, a god of knowledge and law, and it was this foundation that forged his severe nature and transcendent vision. The power of Dr. Fate has never been a fixed constant, because it always depends on the chosen bearer of the Helm of Fate. Individuals such as Khalid Nasur or Khalid of Earth, too, are merely insufficient vessels, causing that power to become distorted and diminished. Only Kent Nelson is truly worthy of being acknowledged as the complete embodiment of Dr. Fate. Nabu himself is the ultimate source of that power. He is an ancient sorcerer who transcended mortal boundaries to become the final Lord of Order of the DC universe, and also the most powerful entity among them. Nabu's abilities far exceed the concept of conventional magic, as he can freeze the entirety of time within a dimension through sheer will alone. The Spectre, the embodiment of divine judgment, was once unable to easily destroy Nabu. Even when Nabu was slain, God did not erase him completely, but instead tightened the chains binding the Spectre, allowing Nabu to be reborn. This demonstrates that order cannot be destroyed. It only temporarily retreats to prepare for a new cycle of balance, where Nabu continues to exist as an eternal symbol of law and destiny. Dr. Fate does not simply defeat opponents through brute force, but bends the very flow of existence itself. Hurling enemies through time is only a small fragment of his vast arsenal of power. Dr. Fate is capable of imprisoning Eclipso, one of the most infamous evil forces in history. Eclipso is not an ordinary villain, but was born from the very darkness of Yahweh, or God, as a twisted embodiment of divine punishment. His level of brutality was so extreme that even the Creator despised him and stripped away the power of judgment he had once been granted. Unlike entities that inflict suffering merely to punish individuals, Eclipso is a pure agent of genocide, driven by a desire for collective annihilation without any moral justification. Opposing such beings are the Lords of Order, entities who hold dominion over cursed beings such as the Phantom Stranger, who wanders the earth eternally according to the will of God. Dr. Fate once casually overwhelmed Negel, a Lord of Hell, demonstrating that his status far surpasses that of ordinary infernal realms. Hell in the DC universe is not merely a prison for souls, but a metaphysical plane belonging to the domain of gods, where beings exist as living ideas and abstract concepts. The new gods of DC transcend the space and time of the lower multiverse, while realms such as those of MXEZPTLK or Perpetua exist on even higher tiers of existence. Within this layered hierarchy of power, Nabu once amplified Superman's strength, enabling him to surpass all supernatural limits and defeat entities that pure physical power could never reach. This affirms that Dr. Fate is not merely a sorcerer, but a bridge between the will of order and the absolute power of the universe. Even while holding supreme authority, Nabu stands at a level of perception far above it. He can decipher the divine realm, perceive its true nature, and even refer to its inhabitants as mere fictional constructs when measured against his own magnitude. Nabu's power does not simply surpass that of the gods, and this is clearly demonstrated when Dr. Fate confronted the Upside-Down Man, an entity described as the embodiment of pure horror. This being was so powerful that the goddess Hecate once imprisoned him to prevent catastrophe from befalling reality. During their encounter in the inverted world, Dr. Fate unleashed a massive surge of energy directly at his opponent. The attack failed to destroy the Upside-Down Man, and even left Dr. Fate exhausted and unconscious. Beyond this, Dr. Fate also possesses the ability to tear apart the sphere of the gods, a sacred structure containing pure Platonic concepts and the Jungian archetypes of reality. Within it exist countless stacked heavens, each layer surpassing the previous in magnitude and conceptual emptiness. The ability to destroy such a structure demonstrates that Dr. Fate does not merely affect matter or energy, but directly intervenes in the conceptual foundation of the universe itself. When considered purely from the perspective of raw power and physical capability, Dr. Fate is clearly an extremely formidable opponent. He can create multiple duplicates with enough strength to restrain a character on Superman's level, while also possessing reaction speed capable of stopping even lethal lightning strikes. These factors place Fate in a physically superior position, where strength and speed are combined at a superhuman tier. However, Scarlet Witch demonstrates remarkable resilience and endurance. She has endured a punch from America Chavez, powerful enough to shake the cloud layer, and Wanda has also freed herself from the mirror dimension and surpassed even Doctor Strange, who once held his own against Thanos when the latter possessed 4 Infinity Stones. When comparing feats, Dr. Fate, though immensely powerful, still lacks definitive moments on par with Wanda's instances of overwhelming and nearly killing the Mad Titan. In reality, Wanda defeated Thanos and was fully capable of killing him, whereas Fate has previously been rendered ineffective against opponents such as Sabbac or Black Adam. That said, Dr. Fate is far from weak. He has confronted the Spectre, an entity representing ultimate judgment, which demonstrates that his level of power operates on a cosmic scale. If Fate can exploit his speed to close the distance and restrain Wanda from the outset, the possibility of victory still exists. But if Wanda's regenerative ability and sheer will allow her to endure the initial assault, the battle is likely to devolve into a highly dangerous stalemate. Wanda, with her ruthlessness and lethal intent, can eliminate her opponent almost the moment combat begins. In that scenario, Scarlet Witch would secure victory with low to moderate difficulty, not because Fate is weaker, but because Wanda is willing to transcend all limits from the very first moment. When Dr. Fate enters a full Lord of Order state, the outcome is almost decided from the very beginning. In this form, Fate is no longer merely an individual sorcerer, but becomes the embodiment of cosmic order, a foundational force that maintains the balance of existence. Wanda Maximoff, despite being utterly terrifying, remains a chaos sorceress forged through tragedy and instinct. In essence, these two paths of power are completely opposed. One represents absolute law, the other emotion and will that shatter all boundaries. At peak power, Wanda was once an opponent who forced Nabu to engage directly for many months. That confrontation was not merely a contest of power, but a war of attrition between ancient order and primordial chaos. When Wanda reaches a state of absolute reality breaking, Scarlet Witch is almost certain to defeat Dr. Fate in a restricted state. A Fate wearing only half the helmet, or the hybrid variants from Peter David, would be unable to withstand the storm of chaos that Wanda unleashes. The final conclusion is clear. When Dr. Fate truly becomes the Lord of Order, he stands above every version of Scarlet Witch. But at lower levels, Wanda is the greatest nightmare of Fate. In the end, Nabu still claims victory. What do you think about this battle? Please let me know your thoughts in the comments. Thank you all very much.